Okay, Phil, we've gone down 2-0 here in Wales, but yeah, another game where there seems to be a lot of frustration with the officials.
I don't understand it. I really don't. I can't even call him a homer, but the advantage he gave to Merthyr was absolutely. Well, you can measure it. You can measure it in fouls if you want to. You can measure it in yellow cards if you want to. You measure it in red cards now. You can measure it in the chances that were nullified by a whistle going when a corner was coming in, and as a whistle goes for a foul, I'm thinking, I didn't quite get what he was trying to get at. And I don't know whether I've done something wrong to him in a former life or I've done something wrong to him in a game of football, but just manage the game, it's got nothing to do with me, the game, and the management team of Merthyr. It's got nothing to do with us. Across the white line, you just get on with the game, and today it was almost like he should have had a white shirt on. That's without being funny, Nige. He should have a white shirt on. He actually made the 12th man, and I know the supporters can do that, and they get at you, which is fine. That's all part and parcel of the game, I accept that. But the 12th man today was the referee, and he was playing without a shadow of a doubt for the opposition.
And at one time in the first half, you were holding court down here with the fourth official, the referee's assistant, and the referee at one time, which resulted in a yellow card from you. What was that all about? Was that one particular incident, or?
I don't know whether the fourth official's there to settle an argument or calm the manager down or ignore us. I'm not bothered about the fourth official. I don't want to have any kind of. I don't want to have any negative influence on the game. I don't. It's not to do with me. It's not about me. It's about the teams when they cross the white line. And if I've organised my team and set them up to play against a damn good team, there's no doubt about it. So I'll put that on record. What a good side Merthyr are, and they play a lot of good football. But they don't need help. They do it themselves. They can do it themselves. But everything seemed to be going against us. And the argument I've got with my team is, can we learn the dark arts a little bit better and quickly? Even if it's a young lad, even if it's a Luca Miller, can we learn the dark arts? Because teams are doing it against us and they're getting the advantage because the referees are going down that line. And sometimes you wonder if a referee's ever refereed before.
Well, let's talk about the game a little bit then. For 2/3 of the game, it seemed that clean sheet mentality was going to come through again.
We demanded, or we asked, should we say, for a clean sheet mentality. We asked for the goal scorers when the chances that come along to put the ball in the back of the net, and we all to a man agreed that Merthyr give up good chances. Whether they give up good chances or whether they create good chances, that's up for us to put the ball in the back of the net. We had them. We had good chances. We had one-on-one ones with the goalkeeper. Unfortunately for me, the moment where we lost our way was when Marcel had to come off, and he had to come off with a bit of a. It's not a knee injury by any stretch of the imagination, but maybe the surface is not conducive to his body. And consequently, when I put Kane on, it was an attacking formation. It was certainly putting somebody on that legs going forward, as we well know. On his first run, he got to the byline, got a corner, and I thought, there's a marker straight away. That's what we can offer. Defensively, Kane's more of a winger, and then consequently, you're going to get asked a different question. Whereas Marcel can do both sides. He likes going forward, and he also can defend. So he was a big miss when he came off, and that was the reason, I think, where Merthyr found a way and won the game, which is a sign of a good team. I'm not up against the opposition and saying that they're a bad team and they're terrible and they shouldn't be doing this, shouldn't be doing that. They get on with what they'd get on with, but we have to learn to deal with bad or big moments in the game, and we don't deal with them quite well enough. And even the experience of Mark Jones gets himself a red card in a moment where 11 against 11, we're going to get something from the game, in my opinion, and we didn't, because he went down to 10.
So you talked about Marcel there. The whole of the defence, I thought, were very good, especially in the first half. The middle three, the two wing backs, full backs, whatever you're going to call them, playing very, very well. And Marcel so nearly broke the deadlock just before half time. The tremendous run and a shot that just went wide.
He showed a clean pair of heels to the guy he was playing against, and if he puts that marker down in the first 5 minutes, then all of a sudden they've got a left back that's on the back foot. He didn't put it down until probably 5 minutes before half time, but having said that, it was a great opportunity. But as he's put the ball through, he's chased after it, and I think it was the centre half that tried to catch him, so he's gone past two of them, and had a one-on-one with the goalkeeper, but he's going that quick, nobody could catch up with him, you know. So I'm looking for Luca in the box, I'm looking for Jonesy in the box, and I'm looking for Connor at the back post, and they weren't there because of how quick he is, you know. And I just think it's a pleasure at times seeing that, you know, because you emphasise that defensively he's got a number 2 on his back. He knows what he is. He's a defender, but he can go forward as well, and he's doing both, and he's doing both admirably. He's actually running the whole of the right hand side on his own, but so is Connor on the left hand side. And I think, you know, if anything, we're going to get a result in the near future, in the very near future, with them as wing backs. But we might have to change to a flat back 4. I don't know at this moment in time, but we need to learn the dark arts.
It was another one of those games, wasn't it, where you didn't want to concede the first goal because you felt that would be the team that won it, that got the first goal. Unfortunately, Merthyr got that. But I think it's fair to say, again, we just haven't tested their keeper enough. We got those crosses in, we made the chances, but I honestly can't remember a save apart from right at the end where he tipped onto the bar.
There was, I know what you're saying, and everybody will ease towards the fact that it could have been a 0-0 draw, and would we have been happy with a 0-0 draw? Probably not. Everybody would have moaned about not putting the ball in the back of the net, but I still think we're creating chances. I still think we've got the capabilities of scoring goals. Confidence tends to get a bash in to a certain extent when you come to places like this and you don't get a result. We're now at home, hopefully, in the foreseeable future, and we need to stay together. It's a challenge, there's no doubt about it. But as far as I'm concerned, coming into the second half of the season, we're showing signs that we're breathing. But we've just got to have a little bit more belief and a little bit more confidence in front of goal, and it'll come.
Indeed, and there was pockets of really good football, I thought, and if that first goal had come for us, I think we'd have gone on to win. But the red card, we've said that from Mark Gaines, talked about that a little bit. What are your thoughts on that? There was a few sort of dissenting voices in the crowd that it shouldn't have been a straight red.
I can't keep going back to the referee. I think, if anything, he was looking for a moment where he could make it an emphasis on a home win, and I don't know why, whether they get treated very well here. I have no idea. It's embarrassing for me to be standing here blaming the referee for a result, but he was so one-sided in the majority of his decision makings. Listen, Nigel, I might say something that I'll regret, you know, but at the end of the day, I need for him to know he was their 12th man. It's as simple as it gets.
So we go again then next Saturday, no game in midweek, so a chance for you to work this week with a couple of training sessions again, and then back to Pims Park next week when, by and large, we've been playing well at home. That's important now, isn't it, to carry that on and get 3 points?
We've got to carry something from this game, and if we analyse the game, for long periods of time we played a defensive formation, if you like, where we put a full press on against the team that can pass through you. But we weren't frightened to putting a press on, and I thought Luca and Jonesy were working tirelessly to try and get an emphasis on winning the ball back in the final third. We succeeded with that a couple of times in the early stages, but then they got into a bit of a rhythm, and then consequently it was all about, you know, making sure that you understood where and who you were marking, you know. And when systems do tend to be fluid, systems and formations and units tend to change and this, that and the other, and people have got to understand how the game works, you know, and they do play a good 1 and 2 touch football. That's the reason why they're on an AstroTurf pitch, and good luck to them, you know, from now to the end of the season, good luck to them. But, you know, as far as we're concerned, I thought we struggled to get a first pass off in the first half when we had done a lot of good defending work, you know, where Shape had got that ball back. But that first pass, if it's progressive and it goes into a striker, it goes into a pocket of space man, then consequently you'll end up going past 2 of their units, which is the strike force in the midfield. If you've done that, you're going to get into the final third, and consequently you're going to create chances. We did enough of that, but I don't think it was enough belief today when we had the ball. I don't think it was enough belief, and sometimes, listen, if I'd have been out there, I'd have been probably red carded for my mouth more than anything else, because I would have been calling them. I have to say it, you know, but I had to walk away from it a couple of times. A good job. It's a long way from the pitch, this touchline, but it's so frustrating to see the people who manage the game, the third team, walking off with a lot of pride in what they've just done. And I'm like, do you analyse your work? Do you analyse what you've been doing? Do you actually have a coach that tells you how to improve? Do you have an assessor that says, well, I would have done that differently, I would have managed that differently? Or somebody that might criticise you like I'm criticising them? I'll have no support, because people would think I'm prejudiced. Of course I'm prejudiced. I support Peterborough Sports, but I'm not prejudiced against a man who's in the middle. I know it's a tough job, but he didn't do his job properly today. Far from it, and that's as brutal as I can be. I wish I could be more brutal, but he's not standing here, and I would say it to his face, there's no doubt about it, but it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time going in there.
Well, hard lines, Phil. We'll go again next week.